Hello! I'm almost doing that. Zoidberg! How is the audio doing this week? Hello, everybody. How are you doing this week? I think we've got the most dolls we've had in the studio in a while.
Yeah, I've got two. Sorry, I've got two in my sewing room.
And I've got two upstairs.
And I have one in the bedroom.
And then there's like a few off to the side.
Yeah.
All right. Whew, should get the questions set up. Engage with our audience.
뻔한 얘기지만 널 보면 그냥 좋아 매일 보고 싶어 함께 있는 순간들도 So hold me tight through the night 변치 말자 너와 나 아름다운 그대여 I just feel so lucky 운명이라 믿어요 오랜 친구였던 그대와 나 사이에 묘한 감정들이 자라기 시작했죠 You feel so right I'll be your night 시작인 걸 우리 둘 아름다운 그대여 I just feel so lucky 운명이
Though skies are gray, we're still feeling blue for one more week.
It's Monday, January 16th, and this is your Smart Doll News.
Welcome back. Happy Monday. Happy Martin Luther King Day to those in the United States, I guess, who celebrate. I don't know. It's good to be here.
He's a world influential person, though, so
Yeah.
happy Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah, to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whether you know it or not. We have some updates, mostly on some stuff that we'd seen in the back to the some official announcements this week. We of course always like to take a moment and thank everyone who has supported us and to let you know the how you can support us as well, which of course is super chats on our videos, but also pulling in t-shirts like this from myladydisdain.com. Oh, I freaking love that one.
This is John's favorite. John loves the squeeze shirt.
So if you are looking for news, we have it. Let's get started with our headlines. So, we called it. I mean, it was obvious, but we talked about this last week in the behind the scenes.
We got Megan as a smart doll, and Danny seems very interested in getting her license.
Yeah, that is a really interesting thing about what he said here. In his notes, he does talk about Megan's not coming out till June for them. But he just could not wait. He was really, really into this this character. But yeah, he where do we see it? Yeah, he actually tagged Universal and the
movie,
the movie and the creators to see if there are licensing possibilities.
I tagged the actress who played Megan in my comments.
Oh, totally. That's a great idea. This looks fantastic. I really like his interpretation, and because she's not as creepy as he could have made her. I really actually quite like her.
No, I think she's actually pretty. I actually really like the dark shadowy makeup under her eyes and everything. I think it's actually quite lovely in its sort of gothic spookiness.
Yeah, the team made this very quickly, and they even did this, what he called a guillotine. I believe this is essentially a paper cutter, the arm of a paper cutter.
Okay.
In the movie, she was like walking down a hallway, and I think there was like a copier and something else kind of thing, and she grabbed
the edge off of the paper cutter.
Yeah, that's what I want to think. And maybe that's just called a guillotine normally or elsewhere. I don't know.
Tess's Kingdom said they saw Megan on Saturday and that it was so good. Was it very, very gory or mostly just creepy?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, what kind of horror are we talking about? I mean, the outfit is just so good. And at the end here, he did put, if I can get through all these pictures, he put a picture of her on the wall next to a whole bunch of other licenses. So we do have Naruto down here and C2 from Code Geass. And this is possibly one of our first or clearest, closest
full photo.
Yeah, look at her.
We have gotten a closer look, but not with her face.
Yeah.
It was like the neck down. I love that uniform. I think that uniform is amazing.
And of course, you've got Wednesday, and the weird giant doll from
the red light, green light doll from
Squid Game.
Squid Game, yeah.
It's not red light. Is it red light, green light? I forget what it is in Japanese, but
yeah, no. In the translation, it was red light, green light. I'm not sure what they call it.
So yeah, very cool. I just love, to see stuff like this where Danny just gets randomly inspired and the team just shifts focus and pulls this together. We'll see some.
Megan's outfit is so anime. So the translation is really, really good. In fact, when I first saw the costume, I was trying to find an anime that it came from because I recognized it and I was like, what am I seeing here? And then someone said, it's Megan. And I was like, oh, yeah. Because I had watched the trailer and everything. And I knew I had seen those sleeves with the stripes and everything. And I just couldn't place it.
So good. I believe we have some more pictures in the behind the scenes. So we'll see that in a little bit. Next up, Power Punch. We've got the Gauntlets, the actual official announcement of what he calls the Heavy Loader Gauntlets for Smart Doll, although the name may change. So Heavy Loader, to me, implies this is kind of like exoskeleton sort of stuff, like Ellen Ripley uses to kill the alien.
Yeah, to be able to punch holes in walls and things like that. Yeah.
I think in general this would be just to lift stuff.
Things, but
not that this actually functionally makes sense as an exoskeleton because their arm would not be able to handle it.
Right.
You would need like exoskeleton going all the way up the arm and down the back and stuff. But or I should say a proper exoskeleton.
I mean, I guess the assumption is because they actually have like circuitry and stuff on their arms is that underneath that they are actually mechanical. So theoretically you could make gauntlets that work with their mech system and they could do that stuff.
Now, there are two versions because it looks like this is, the heavy loader thing kind of implies a utilitarian thing, but this is actually an offensive sort of piece of equipment because it has cannons. And he has two different versions, essentially, of that arm piece. One with the cannon closed and incorporated into the arm, and the other with it open.
I feel like, I don't know, I mean, I'm not sure what you would put in there, but I feel like putting something into those cannons would be kind of fun. Like maybe a little missile or something plugs into them.
I don't know if we were talking about this last time or if it was just you and I talking, but I want, like, Danny, check out the typical launcher system in Lego. You know, like...
To actually be able to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, because that's just like a... something sort of locks in and then you release it and it shoots out. Like, it's just a very simple, like, design that allows them to launch studs and things out. I think it would be cool to have something in there that you could launch.
I'm sure being the Lego fan that he has probably
I'm sure he's well
thought of
familiar,
it.
yes.
Yeah.
This is so very, very cool. We apparently are getting multiple versions. You can see here more open version, multiple hands. And these, like everything else, are going to have different vinyl sets, like the hands,
like the combat gloves
exactly.
And the hands, and yeah.
He is working on the 3D model of an actually articulated fingers, but he doesn't have a solution yet for making them really functionally durable when he makes them. So for now, it's going to continue to be vinyl molds, just like everything else. But maybe in the future.
I want slight ones that I could make like Violet Evergarden hands with.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
A regular hand size.
Oh, you know Harper would end up having them on.
Oh, yeah.
Like all the time.
Yeah, that would be very cool. That and I think it would be cool then to have, I mean, maybe kind of like the biomechanical, but something of like a forearm, a robotic forearm replacement that is, you know, a little bit more like a Terminator hand or something, you know, like where you see the internals or something.
Like Luke's when he pulls when you see the skin under Luke's.
Yeah.
When the skin pulls away.
Yeah, I mean, I love this stuff, but I'm personally a little more interested in things that are a little more intricate, a little more smaller detail, doll scale versus the, you know, a little over the top anime, you know, gauntlets that he's doing here. But this looks like a lot of fun.
Tez's Kingdom says, "Oh my God, that would be so cool. I love Violet Evergarden." And I was just thinking, I'm like, can you imagine there would be a Violet Evergarden cosplay competition on social media? Like everybody would be doing Violet Evergarden.
Right. Let's see if he talks about, yeah, right now the only hand parts that he lists are fist and relaxed. And so that's actual fist. I don't know if that means like it could like have room to grab something, like you could put a sword or something in, you know, even if it just had a
like it was already closed so you could push something in.
Yeah, I mean, if it's going to be a really tight closed fist or not. But he also does mention, that they rotate around the gauntlet, the wrist gauntlet, and then you can just pop them off and put something else on. So very, very much like, whatchamacallit, the normal hands and how they work.
But he's telling us 6 months.
Yeah, he's saying at least 6 months to continue doing research and development, molds, and production on this. So we will be seeing, I'm sure, a lot of different versions, and I'm sure we'll get a better idea for the variations of hand poses that we'll see. And perhaps in that time, he'll figure out doing articulated. Mm-hmm. I'm sure he really wants to. Like that.
Oh, especially like with the ASL thing and everything, to be able to have some kind of hand that can actually do finger movements would be...
Although I don't think these are like cartoon. These are 3 fingers.
Well, not those, but like the other ones that he was working on. We've seen an actual mech hand.
Well, sort of, yeah. Not an articulated one, though.
Right.
And I would guess it will be a lot easier to get these hands articulated and durable, and versus a tiny little fingers. Yeah. I really doubt those are, at least what I'm sure that somebody here could figure out and make it perfectly fine and be happy with the level of durability. Danny, on the other hand, being happy with being, sending it out to actual customers and
not getting chargebacks.
Yeah, and having them be satisfied with it.
Yeah, I mean, those are gonna take time to build. Like once he's actually designed them, never mind the research and development, but like just actually physically putting them together is going to take a lot of time, which means they're not gonna be cheap.
Looks like a different angle of the fist. It doesn't really look like there's going to be much room in there to put something down in, but still very cool. I can't wait to see other parts. Give me boots. Mm-hmm. Heck, build this up to an entire suit.
Yep. I'm sure he probably is. With everything that we've been seeing, there's probably a mech suit idea in the works.
So, let's take a look at some of the tweets, some of the releases. Danny has once again remind everybody, most option heads are going to be phased out, which is a little sad. But we were actually, this was kind of a little unclear before, I think, in our last episode.
But, yeah, so they're going to be phased out, and not all of the girls are going to be available as full dolls in the future. So essentially, some of the characters that are option heads are just going away.
So we got a few days last week, I'm sure it's done by now, but I haven't checked, where he dropped the price on option heads to 10,000, or by 10,000 yen.
Which was roughly a little over $75.
Yeah. So that's great. But keep your eye, get the girls you want if you are worried about being able to get them. You remember you will still technically be able to buy bodies. He did say he is putting out option bodies once the new frame is out. So you'll be able to catch up and complete your doll then. All right, first up, releases.
The irregular hem sweater in lavender is available now, and I'm chuckling because when these announcements were made, I was chatting back and forth with Kat, and we were both like, "Nope, not gonna do it. Nope."
So hard to resist. We tend to just try and go, okay, wait on those things until we're ordering a doll, and then just pop it in.
Right. Of course, the lavender pumps are sold out.
Right.
But at least he probably will do another run of those.
Yeah, so speaking of lavender pumps, they were released. They look pretty good. I like the color better than the other ones were a little overly fluorescent.
The teal and the pink.
Yep.
The teal is actually kind of pretty. We got those in Chaos.
Yep.
And they were actually pretty nice.
We also have, I couldn't remember whether these are brand new or they've ever actually been released in leather. We have the brown loafers in vinyl from Shiki.
And then we have red. We have a couple pairs of the red leather.
Yeah.
The wine leather. I think they were, but
older, right?
Yeah.
Like before even we were, I think it wasn't even out since we've been in the group.
Probably not, because I would think that we would have gotten a pair. If
probably.
They were.
So, I mean, these are great. We also have the last batch of Chitose Classic option heads went up for he says, for the foreseeable future. So, I mean, yes, she'll probably come back, but it might be a year or two.
There's only so many people that want her.
Yep.
And he's going to put her away, and then when the new people are
right, the market grows.
Yep.
So hopefully you got her if you wanted her. And then lastly, a surprise blue girl.
Yeah, he actually said he was done with blue. Future in blue was supposedly the last blue.
Right.
And then he realized that he had frames that he wasn't going to need to keep because he had some set aside for warranty purposes.
Right. And I believe he did mention that the Generation 2 frame is just so durable that they just decided that they were miscalculating how much that they were going to need.
So he actually went ahead and made shells, and we got pink prowess. So she sold out pretty quickly.
To be clear, we did not get pink prowess.
No.
We.
The Smart Doll community was offered the opportunity to purchase pink prowess.
Yes.
And so she got one run, and then he said he would do another batch this week.
Yeah, he snuck a few in over the weekend, I believe. But like he teased everyone. He's like, "Hey, do you want me to do a couple today? Let me know." I'm like people are gonna say no.
Right. And so I know we've got at least one or two people in the chat right now that actually are waiting for her. So let's hope she's coming tonight. Because a lot of times we get drops on Monday night. So
yeah, right. Tuesday morning for them. Yeah, could be. But yeah, we should see her at some point this week. So that was that was a nice update to some items. We do still have some. You are not excused. We've got some updates, some more behind the scenes coming up. But of course, first, we do want to remind you to
take out Hand Pack 1 and give this video a big thumbs up. It's one of the best ways to actually help us get the channel out to other people.
Yeah, it is, feed the algorithm. We really appreciate it. And that's it. Let's talk about
behind the scenes.
Well, that's not behind the scenes. That's behind the scenes.
And this is that picture that I was talking about. So here we get a little bit more of a close-up of C2 or CC from Code Geass. I love that green wig. I want it.
I know. It's going to be... It's so hard because I always think about like licensed girls as more investments and not characters that I'm gonna really do that much with. Although we've pretty much let her become
she's not Supergirl right now.
No, but she's Kara, so
she's Kara.
Yeah. But I wonder how long it would take us to give this new wig a home to somebody else.
I will be in the market if someone is getting C2 because they want like the doll and the uniform and don't care about the wig. I will be in the market for the wig.
I think more people will be in the...
They'll want the wig and the outfit and sell the doll. That's what happened with both Supergirl and Batgirl, I think.
Yeah. The outfit is nice, but it's so specific. I don't know that I would want it outside of her. I would say she would have it. It's hers.
Yeah, the thing would be probably that people would want the outfit and the wig because they want to make their favorite doll into her.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah, it'll be interesting. But we should be seeing her in the next quarter or so, something like that.
What they said was Q2 and 3 for her and then Naruto.
I think so.
But I could be wrong. I can't remember for sure.
Here is also another look at the 3D model of the hands. And you can see him. I'm not sure if these are starting to be articulated or not. It's hard to say here. But
3 fingers and a thumb on those.
Yep. Yeah. But a couple variations, fists, and I'm not sure what this is doing versus that one. This is obviously the relaxed, and then this is, I don't know. But so definitely keep our eye on the progress of this, and I cannot wait to see if he expands this to more stuff. So what do we got going on here, Sandy?
We've got, most primary thing on this is Danny gave Kit and Cat Shop a shout out because they sent him their mugs with the Solar Marine logo on them.
We got ours.
Yep, that's got me on it, my little avatar that Katie Moore designed. And I love the sweater that she's got on.
Yes, no, that's very cool.
And I like the fact, I think that's Never Say Never. Am I right? Because if you look at her, I think that's her beauty mark underneath the circuitry.
Right. Yes, I believe you are correct. No, she looks great. And yeah, definitely check out, I can never, is their website Kit Cat Shop or Kitten Cat Shop?
Kitten Cat Shop.
kitandcatshop.com.
Or you can always just go to their Instagram that's on that photo and you'll be able to get to their shop from there.
Yeah, it's not all in view. I can't. There you go. All right. Next up, we've got some cyber girl progress here.
Yeah, so this is a very, very tiny little drilling effect going on the paint masks to make new versions of...
Yeah. I was like, what are they doing? Are they just like cutting into it? But no, you can actually see this is the tiniest of little drills on what I'm assuming is like a I'll call it a pen attachment or whatever for a rotary tool.
Probably. Yeah.
And they're using that to cut the lines. Very cool and different design than we've been seeing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's actually going downward, which I really like. I think it looks like when we see it, we will see it in some photos. John's gonna. It looks kind of like, excuse me, techno tears.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's hard to get. I would almost like he's a little bit more minimal. I would like to see a little, maybe like another circuitry line or something in there, or maybe like a branch off at some point. But this is. It's definitely looking very cool, and I agree with you. I like this better than the one that went down from the eye and off the cheek.
Asymmetry would be like more asymmetry would be kind of cool, like obvious asymmetry.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, like just add like an extra line here and then have it go off that way.
Right.
Just for this
so
one
there's like
side.
a panel right here or around the eye or something. But I like this.
Or
this
something above the eyebrow. I mean, there's so much. Like you could put circuitry anywhere.
Right.
It's very cool. And here we have it on a full doll.
On the Coco Girl, which I think that's where it looks the best is on Coco.
The gold on Coco? Yeah.
I'm sure. Also gray. The gray, when we saw that shot of gray Fortitude with the silver circuitry on it, that looked really cool. But I
don't know. I mean, I like I said, I still love like the just darker lines so that they don't look like circuitry, because they're not actually supposed to be circuitry. They're supposed to be panels.
Right.
That the body is
constructed
the
of
skin
panels.
is
Right. That's
constructed of panels.
Based on what was it?
Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell. Thank you. That was the name that wouldn't come into my head.
So with that concept, the one that matches that the most is Cinnamon, which just has, I think, black lines. So it looks like shadows. It looks like a recess in that item. Mm-hmm. So it's. This could still be a recess, but it doesn't quite have that illusion.
Yeah, well, to me, it just looks like there's a glow coming through. That's the way I see it.
Sure. Yeah. Now here we have some more Megan pictures.
Yeah,
again.
That looks to be Megan's dress.
But it took me a minute to really figure out is what size this is. And then I went back to one of those pictures from way early on when he first put them up. And here we have them dressing and making a plus size Megan.
Which I think is so cool. She is, even if she's just for the shop, that's cool. Because it's like, she's bigger, and it's just much more creepy because you've got.
That could almost be her size. You know, like that could be like she's 4 feet tall. Like that android could legitimately be 4 feet tall, and like that somebody could decide that's what we're gonna make them. I mean, heck, Danny wanted them to be freaking robots anyway.
Right. Yeah, I mean, she is the quintessential smart doll that's gone rogue, basically.
Right. And here we have a shot of Megan's face in both regular size and plus size. If you needed any more confirmation.
I really like the interesting blushing and stuff on Megan's face.
Yeah.
Like there's extra darkness and everything that is very, very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm very very sort of interested in that process, and it's like I said, they could have gone farther with it, and I'm glad they didn't. Like it's got this nice sort of subtle, it could be. It doesn't read innately creepy doll.
Lee says, Danny, please give us Smart Doll Plus to buy. I beg, all colors. He said they're coming. He's actually put Pocket Doll more on the back burner in favor of Smart Doll Plus. So.
Yep. So we have. It looks like my on-screen display is messed up this week, so we won't be seeing your chat. I apologize, but we will be reading off your questions shortly. That is the end of the behind the scenes. Yep. So that's going to take us to the Smarty Party, which when we're done, we'll come back and answer any questions that have gathered up. If you haven't added a question, take a look at the chat and look for the Q&A option. If you don't see it, try rotating your phone if you're using a mobile device and pop your questions in there, and we will be answering them shortly.
We came to party all night long. Let's sing on to every song. We don't need nobody's attention, don't need nobody else in our
Those pictures.
Yeah, it's always fun to see what people are doing with their smart dolls.
So we have a few questions in the chat. Again, my you know what? I think I can. It was 1 second, and I can fix this. Okay, let's see if that worked. Hey, huzzah. Laura Creations asks, will you be purchasing a new blue prowess? Yes, Sandy. Will you?
No.
I suppose I'm more likely, although you got a number of blue dolls at this point.
I have 3 that are mine. Yes. Mm-hmm. You have 2, right?
Unless you count the duplicates.
Right. Let's see. No, we're not. I actually got blue prowess chaos heads when we ordered some painted chaos heads, and we got 2 of them, and they were both blue prowess when they came in.
Yeah, that's the white one.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't bond with her, so I'm not planning to get the pink one.
Yeah, I prefer the white. On blue, at least, to the pink in that particular case.
I'm interested in seeing her in gray.
Gray prowess.
Yeah, because I think that she's actually going to look like a cat, and that's going to be kind of cool. And, she'll have to have ears and a tail all the time.
Oh, yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Lucy B says, which is your favorite doll, and which one are you attached to emotionally? I'm going to guess those are probably the same, but...
My favorite, well, everybody knows Future is my girl.
You have way too many Futures.
But I'm actually emotionally attached to several of my dolls.
Yeah.
Cammy. I actually have a bit of a girl crush on Cammy.
That's Moment.
And Harper, my classic Entropy. Those are both very special to me. Those were my first 2 smart dolls. And then Kanashimi I'm attached to because, as we've said before, Kanashimi means grief, and I got attached to her because of that. So yeah, I have a lot. I'm attached to a lot of my dolls. There are some that I am not nearly as attached to, but they all have a place. I'm actually very attached to Hero as well.
Yeah.
Which is Survivor.
Right. I would note that if you are interested in taking a look at our dolls, you can actually browse our collection at archive.myladydisdain.com. You can, of course, browse all the sculpts and everything, and the smart dolls that are the sort of our historical record of them, but you've also got our collection that you can take a look at. It's not up to date fully, but it's mostly there. Mm-hmm. For me, Ray,
which is your custom Kabuki.
Yeah, custom Kabuki and Kabuki, because they're kind of the same, but more so Ray. She is my favorite, I would say at this point. I probably spend more time with London, though. She's up in my office.
We got 2 new dolls recently.
Oh, we're talking about this.
We're not going to talk about them, who they are. We're just going to say that there are 2 new dolls that are pretty special.
Yeah. So I've got some video editing to get caught up on. In general, I love Ray and Haku, those 2 together.
Mm-hmm.
The girls that I've told stories about.
And Ms. Luma.
Yeah, less so. I haven't done. So for me, it's about proximity's not the right word, but how long has it been since I've worked with them?
Right.
And with for those that know everything that's happened to us this past summer, and my own issues just getting remotivated around video editing and photography and everything like that. We have dolls. You can see this girl here. She's listed in here.
And her name and everything.
Yep.
There goes that.
Oh, whatever. Look, we got her over 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And the video's not out because she's waiting on some clothes because we have a really big concept with it and stuff.
So we'll still do a video for the concept, but there's her name.
I thought I was going to bond with her. And then stuff happened, and then I haven't seen her for 6 months, and it's like barely. So it's like you really do, I think, have to work at bonding with them and creating those attachments.
I think it's just like friends too. I mean, you do things together and you bond. So like they bond with me because I bring them into my sewing room or I bond with them, I should say. And I bring them to my sewing room and start doing stuff with them, and then I end up getting attached and they start really developing a personality. Yeah. For me.
So for me, the photography and making videos of them and stuff like that, if I'm not doing that, they're standing next to my desk.
They're art objects rather than something you bond with.
Yeah. Similar to when did we start collecting Smart Dolls and why?
2 years ago next month?
Yeah, I mean, you can go back to our first video. Like, it's, our first... our first Smart Dolls, I think, is unboxing our first Smart Dolls is the video, and we both got one. You can pretty much watch our journey, and I think we talk about why there, but fundamentally, it was something for both of us to do that we were both kind of interested in, and it was like the upgraded version of like getting her into BJDs, and it basically a Christmas present that kind of ended up becoming way more than we bargained for.
Yeah, he got me an inexpensive Amazon BJD and told me about Smart Doll, and then we started over a week, we binged every Smart Doll video there was, and excuse me, and then we decided we were going to order them, and we got one for him because of photography and one for me for sewing, and we just decided this is what we were going to do together.
Holly Donut asks, are either of you interested in buying Naruto?
I have no interest in Naruto. I think he's very cool, but as a character, I have no interest in having him.
I want to, but I don't. I enjoyed the original. I would actually be more interested in Kid Naruto to some extent, but he doesn't have he doesn't have dolls that size. So, yeah, I'm not. I'm interested to see what it This is it. What I would say is I'd love to do it for the channel. We probably won't, but I would love to do a review of it. I would love to see what the hard hair is like.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, for the channel, we would be interested in reviewing him and checking him out. I mean, you like Naruto. You like the show.
I do. I just don't think I would hold on to him, and I don't think he would fit in with everything because he's so very much Naruto.
He is for the Uber fans, is my opinion. He's a luxury item for the Uber fans.
Every other doll, though, male or female, the licensed dolls could be just a normal doll.
But he is very much Naruto.
Yeah, I don't think you can say that for him.
Yeah.
Tracy Browning asks, are you planning on getting Grey North?
I was waiting for her, and we have finally seen pictures of her, and she looks really, really cool. I won't say it's out of the realm of possibility, but I don't personally have plans to get her at the moment.
I don't even think I saw the pictures myself.
I have blue and I have cinnamon. I'm not sure I need gray, but we'll see. I mean, who knows? We might end up working gray into your stories somehow,
It's possible. I don't, but that would be way down the line.
Yeah.
Unless they're all different colors of the same species.
And she would definitely be great for your stories because she's very alien looking. She's got those really striking eyes and everything.
Yeah, except
oh, right, the matriarch.
Yeah, well, all right, so that doesn't mean anything. The matriarch is not North. The matriarch is just M1.
Right.
So it's the same sculpt. It would be a different, but she's a blank, transparent M1 head is what she's going to be based off of. So when we get around to creating that, I don't think it should matter. It's not going to be North. But I don't know. I tend to try, though, to keep, try not to have repeats of sculpts in the story. That way you make it easier to identify characters just by their, eye shapes and things like that.
Now, aesthetically, if I was going to get some sort of license that Danny has coming up, I mean, if he gets the ability to do Megan, I would probably be interested in having Megan just because she's really cool looking.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm interested in right now, I think.
Yeah, that is. I think it remains to be seen. We do have 2 that we weren't really planning on getting, and which you'll see soon. And we've been doing a pretty good job of holding off. So our plan is to try and get focused more on creation around the dolls and less unboxing dolls.
Which has taken a little bit of... we're finally coming back into a better place now that I'm healing from my surgery and stuff like that, and we're getting ready for the convention and whatnot. I think we're starting to both feel slightly more motivated again.
Yep.
So we're going to get back into doing more creating. We have a lot of dolls, and we have kind of got as much as we try not to be grown-ups, we have gotten the grown-up idea in our head that we really do have to sell a bunch of stuff and pare things down before we can even think about adding anybody new. So
somebody's gonna go.
Yeah, we have dolls and clothes and all kinds of things, heads, lots of stuff that needs to go before we can buy significantly again.
Yeah.
But of course, Danny always springs some doll on us that we actually have to have, so you never know what's gonna happen.
Jerk. All right, well, I think that is going to do it for us. We are so grateful for you all hanging out with us on this Monday, and we hope you have a wonderful week, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.